Hello, once again to Nick Pancake's Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. Last time was our longest video yet, and also our most silent video yet. So let's put back on some mission control from SomaFM. Get us some ambient space jams going. Come on. I'm working on it. Alright, there we go. Ambient space jams. Okay, so now, between the last video and now, I took a small look, not a lot of look, but a small look at, start new here, at some other videos and media surrounding this game so that I could have a better idea of what exactly I'm doing wrong. Because, well, last time was our longest video yet, it was also our most filled with failure, so I'm going to try this time to get something a little more solid. So this is one thing I saw. I like that. Just the single parachute as a perfect little top there. I don't know why that wasn't something I thought of before, but apparently it wasn't. So we also want, let's get a decoupler up here so that we can detach this whole section really easily. The other thing I learned is that I really should be building probably more vertically. Stop spreading my ship out so much. Big hovering platform trying to force its way through the air is not always the best way to do it. We need to be more like a bullet, really long, shapely bullet. So we want one of these SAS modules, probably one of the advanced SAS modules, because I don't like trying to keep the ship straight. That makes it a lot easier on my behalf. Also, this is Kerbal, what, 8? Or sorry, Kerbatron. I think we're at 8. Let me check here. Hopefully this doesn't lose my progress. Yeah, 7 was our last one, so we're at Kerbatron 8. Excuse me. And let's see what else we want to do. So like I said, I want to build more vertically now. So what we're gonna do is get a, you know that one? That's a structural fuselage. We'll get one of these fuselages here, and we'll put onto that the turbojet has the thrust vectoring. I keep wanting to use this one, and I think this is what we're gonna want to use. What about this one? This one doesn't have thrust vectoring. We want thrust vectoring on this last one here, so that we can maneuver the last bit of the ship around. All right, and then to that, we are going to, this is another thing I learned. I did learn quite a bit. I only watched a little bit of media, but oh, we're not going to use this one. Alright. Yet again, I'm not going to use the engine I keep wanting to try. But we need the vectoring engine here. And we can attach this to the bottom. See, you see? And we can then have a multi-stage, just purely linear layout, which I think is probably a really good idea. And actually, I'm gonna start this over, because now that I'm not using the one that can't attach to fuel tanks, I should probably use a fuel tank. So I'll move this guy up even more. Use the vectoring engine here, so we have some maneuverability when we try and get back. Excuse me. We will then attach a decoupler and a couple more fuel tanks. That's not the fuel tank, that's the fuel tank. A couple more fuel tanks. I think another vectoring engine here, because we'll probably want to maneuver while we're trying to get ourselves into orbit. Still our mission, still the Kerbatron mission. Mission is to get ourselves into orbit back to Earth safely. And then let's do snap to angles, do symmetry of 3. And get some more fuel tanks around the sides here. Let's see, wherever I put it, it's going to be nice and lined up. So let's attach this to the blast guys that I keep, again, wanting to use and haven't really made good use of yet. Attach them there. Maybe a little lower. Get this nice and low. and then we will we will get attached to that some more fuel tanks. And some non-vectoring engines. There, and we can actually add some more fuel tanks to the top of that. That looks good. That looks really nice. Alright, so this is gonna be, this looks a little more Soviet now, which I dig. I wish we had some decals. I would put some on there. Unfortunately, decals is blank. Perhaps I also learned that apparently there's already a good deal of like user-made content that you can download packs of more objects and stuff made by fans. I assume most of it's quite imbalanced, but I mean, you know, this game doesn't have built-in prices or anything yet, so it's probably not too big of a deal. We want some winglets. I'm not sure what the difference between a canard and a winglet is. Canard maybe is actually meant to have stuff attached to it, or is that also yeah, see, I'm not sure what those do. Not gonna worry too much about it. Tail fin, structural wing. All right, we're gonna get tail fins on down here. I'm gonna make sure we line them up nice and pretty. And then we're gonna put some winglets up here. That looks really nice. Nope, nope. I like that. That's what we're going for. Although I guess I should probably line these up a little better. Get ourselves some nice symmetry. How about that? Looks nice and symmetrical. And that looks like a goddamn rocket ship right there. That's what that looks like. All right. So I'm gonna check my stages here and make sure everything looks right. I think I built it pretty goddamn straightforward. I want these blasters to go off until we spent that fuel, at which point we will then blast them off. That'll move us into this with its 2 fuel containers, which we can also blast off, and hopefully by that point we are in orbit. We can blast that off, leaving us with our rocket ship here. This advanced SAS module, which we can then stay in Earth's orbit for however long we wish, and then we can maneuver ourselves back into the atmosphere before getting rid of our final and last rocket piece here, leaving us with just our parachute and top, which I do in fact have the parachute attached to the top, unlike one of my previous attempts. Alright, I think we got it, guys. I do only have the SAS module and not the other module, which I think the other one is rotational. But we'll go ahead and turn on, yeah, it's RCS. I think that stands for rotational something or other. But I have the advanced SAS module on here, which will help us keep straight control, straight flight, I think. Alright, let's do a proper countdown this time. Also, I'm going to turn up my throttle. Alright, let's do a 5, 4, 3, 2, blast off. Oh, jeez. This is not right. Oh, shit. Shit. Alright. It looks like, luckily, I don't know what the hell went on there. Luckily none of our astronauts, our Kerbal nauts here, didn't die, which is good. But I don't know what the fuck happened. The ship looks wonderful. Structural failure between the liquid fuel engine and fuel tank. Liquid fuel engine and fuel tank. Maybe that's when I started to crash. No, that was right at 0 seconds. Well, it said tail fin too, and that didn't quite happen until later. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe I just don't have enough power to get. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Do I not just have enough power with these guys to get off the ground? I sure hope that's not the case. I could maybe. I mean, I don't want to spend all its fuel right off the bat, but I could move this ship, or yeah, move that engine down there, so all three of those are firing. I could also get rid of these. Maybe remove some weight in that way. I did see that there is a tail connector. These struts, which will help build in between pieces like this. I didn't have my symmetry on. Where's my strut? Select, delete. Why can't I do that? Oh geez, not that. Oh man, this is not gonna be trouble. See, if I can't really zoom in any. Maybe there's some controls to like zoom in closer. Well, maybe that got rid of it. Also, maybe I built. Oh, hey, that fixed it. I like that. Maybe I built this into the ground, and that made it freak out. See, we can't really. Oh, there we go. Up that way. Move this up a bit, so that I know for a fact the engines aren't in the ground. All right. I'm gonna keep you Kerbatron 8. I don't think you're might be the 8 Mark II. How about that? Alright. Kerbatron 8 Mark II. We'll see if maybe those were my reasons. So far this hasn't been a very successful space program. I've been kind of killing a lot of Kerbal knots. Alright. So now I have all these engines firing. I got rid of some weight. Hopefully that doesn't mean we spend all this fuel before we get out into the atmosphere, but let's get our, oh, sticky keys. No, oh geez. Sticky keys. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, blast off. Alright, off the ground that time. Much better. Let's keep our thrust up, not into overheat territory. Let's check our map. Gotten very far up here yet. Oh shit, we still have debris landing from our previous flight. That's intense. I didn't realize it was such it kept short time between everything. That's very interesting. Alright, still flying nice and straight. Reach our 10,000 meters here. Spent all this fuel here so we can ditch those. We're about to lose out on all the fuel here. I mean I had 2 tanks. I wonder, yeah, okay, cool. So now we're using the second tank. $20,000 meters. Let's check our map. Still haven't reached orbit yet. I know now after watching a video that it'll actually show us on this map here. When we've reached orbit. Looking pretty good though. Should have. I mean, we've already gotten basically 3 times as far as we did when we ditched our first set. Let's see if we made anything yet. So far with our current velocity, we're still not set to leave at all. It's not good. don't think this is as high as we've gotten, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. About to end out the fuel here. Yep. So that's that. Why aren't we ditching it? Alright. So this is our last engine. We definitely want to make sure we have a heading towards Earth before we totally empty this guy. It's actually, we've gotten, it's getting exponentially easier to leave the atmosphere as we get further out here, which is as I would expect, but it's becoming very evident on our map. Let's see if we can zoom out here. But I think, I mean, technically we basically have to get, maybe we should start flying at a not straight up heading before we end that fuel off. Let's turn off sats here. Oh jeez. I actually want to go the other way. Oh no. Oh sats, help me out. There we go. Alright, turn it back off again. I want to fly this way. Shit. Sats, help me out, maybe? So, I'm hoping, oh shit. I'm really hoping now that we don't reach, alright, I don't think we're gonna reach orbit, which is good. Because we're out of fuel. We don't want to reach orbit. We want to stay in here. Let's jump this up. Oh god. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit, slow down, slow down. Fuck, we are going to crash right into land. Oh, the planet rotated. Planet of Kerbal. Oh man. Whoops. Uh-oh. I think I might have ditched our parachute. Oh man. I pressed spacebar too many times. Oh, rest in peace, Adam, Alton, and Nielsby. Man, yet another terrible failure of the Kerbal Space Program. This is separation stage 6, stage 4. There was a weird separation of stages here. This is bad. God damn it. Alright. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and blame the fact that we didn't get the fact that we needed to resort to this fuel at all to get us up there was a big mistake. We shouldn't have had to do that. Here's what we're gonna do. We need some of that initial boost to be higher. So let's go with 4 instead. We still want the blast. So that we can ditch that stuff really easily. And we're gonna do fuel tank, non-vectoring, higher power. Make sure we're not stuck in the ground. I'm gonna go, oh geez, don't want to lose that. I'm gonna say that was the reason why the Mark 1 failed. But this is definitely gonna be 9 here. There's enough modification to make it be 9. So I know that there's these things. Let's see. These thruster blocks. Altitude control, linear motion. I'm gonna add some of these to our, maybe even our very top. Well, maybe we can't do that. We could add it way up at the nose. It would do a symmetry of 3 there. I'm not sure if this even really does anything. I'm sure it does something, but I don't know what. Alright, we'll add 3 of them here. I'm hoping linear port RCSSR. What I'm hoping these will help us do, the reason why I'm attacking these on kind of everywhere, is help not flip out as crazily as I did last time. Impact tolerance, total mass, drag, lift rate. So okay, so this adds lift. This is probably more an actual wing that we don't really need. Alright. I think if I want to make sure this one is no longer down at that stage. Whoa. It needs to be up here with its fuel tanks now. And I can decouple it, start this rocket. In fact, I could probably add, I hope this works right. I think if I add these up here, that means I'll decouple and start the rocket immediately, which is what I'm looking for. I don't have structs between these anymore, which I'm going to add. Keep it nice and stable. Alright, let's give this a shot. So strut should break. I believe when we do this, I hope. I mean, we'll be flying linearly at that point, so it won't be a big deal if we just kind of leave up and those all stay connected. But I'm hoping that they break when we do our blast here. All right, let's try it out. All right. Des Bart, Elvis, and Ednard ready to blast off. Some very brave souls after how terrible this space program's gone. I'm imagining this is very Soviet, and we're probably basically enslaving these guys. That's totally hearsay. I have no idea if the Soviet program was anything like slavery, but I want to say with how many people died and yet still signed up, there was probably some mark, at least in the Kerbal space program here, of not good human treatment. So let's go ahead and start this launch. Starting at 78 meters here. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, and blast off. Oh shit. Alright, just didn't have enough power. Sorry, I was a little freaked out. Let's get our SAS module helping us out here. Our top 4 fuel tanks. We'll still have another 4 after this. Try and correct our heading a little bit. SAS is kind of keeping me a little too straight. Hoping that was just structural failure. Stitch all this stuff and get ourselves a parachute out. All right, so we saved our brave young souls, and in that regard, actually, didn't I say that if I parachute over land, I still don't really do so well? I don't remember. Man. It was all just because I didn't have SAS on from the get-go, I'm telling you. I turned it off, turned it on to manual control for a second, and everything went kaput. Oh, it was terrible. Yeah, okay, they land safely, it's fine. Alright. Alright. You know what, let's just restart that. We're gonna call that human error, and do a second flight of the same design. Let's just blast off. Let's just go. Well, oh shit. Alright. Let's go. SAS is on. SAS is on right off the bat this time. Okay. Hope that I was right and that we can ditch these and fire the next rocket. Yes, that was beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Is that atmosphere yet? No. Alright. Let's check the map. Whoop. That was apparently some keyboard shortcut to get us back to time 1. We got some debris from one of our other ones over here still. This is from our last flight. This is our 4 rockets from this flight. Gaining velocity as it gets easier and easier to thrust as we get further and further. Take it back to this view here. While we're accelerating, we still can't. We've left atmosphere though. That's one thing we can say. I think we're on our second fuel tank. Guess we'll find out. Getting pretty far off from the planet here. This is definitely looking like I would definitely say I was in space if I had reached this point on a ship. I'm pretty sure the International Space Station flies much closer to the Earth than this. I won't say that for sure, but I can look it up, I'm sure. Alright. And we're gonna throttle down here. Basically at this point, we want to save on fuel. Let's check our map. Yeah, we need to take a different heading here. Let's see if SAS will allow me to angle myself a bit. Let's turn SAS off for a second. Hope that I don't totally fuck us when I do. Maybe I should turn off thrust completely. Turn off SAS. Tilt us just a little bit. get stable again. Turn our thrust back up a little bit. Let's check our map. Didn't seem to change much. Let's tilt it a little bit more here. Oh, don't go so far. Alright, couldn't really tell you. Here's our heading. Sketchy. I don't seem to be really changing our trajectory. Oh, a little bit. Maybe we could turn our... I'm really afraid to turn up our thrust without any of our other power here. I think if we just keep this heading, in fact, we could likely just turn our thrusters on a minimum power here. Possibly even nothing. Maybe we're still just traveling on the thrust we've already put out. We should save the rest of this fuel to make sure we can get ourselves back where we want to go. I know nothing about space travel, I will not lie to you. Yeah, this is not changing at all without thrust. That's not good. Oh, we're so shape, man. It looks like we're so close to just being in Earth's orbit. But I guess we're still kind of just traveling. I mean, we're still going up, and that's mainly because of our, well, I mean, our headings. That's not the way I wanted to go. Let's let SAS set us back straight here. A little bit of fuel, maybe. No, SAS isn't bothered to do anything. Might just be locking us to where we were. Alright, so we want to take... Oh, jeez. No, that's straight down. Oh, alright. Try and get us directly 90 degrees here. Alright, basing it on here. See if this can... Let's get us a little bit... Ooh, wrong way. A little bit of spin. Level it out. Ooh, ooh. That's difficult. And I don't have the rotational thing to keep me stable here. Man, now I'm just stuck. Can I turn it on anyway? Oh man, just set us spinning. That's not good. I mean, we're up here now. It's be a very long trip, but we're still gonna come right back down. So man, can you help me out here, SAS? Yeah, it looks like you helped me out a little bit. Kind of just locked me to where I was. Nice. Alright, let's get back on our 90 degree. Oh, SAS is fighting me a little bit here. Alright. SAS has locked us to this point. Let's go ahead and turn our thrusters back on. I realize this is gonna be a long video. Let's see if maybe that's moving our point out enough. I think maybe that's really my problem, is I need to start taking this heading earlier. Alright, let's come back here. My fuel is gonna run out. I definitely don't want to run out of fuel just as I get ourselves into orbit and leave these guys spinning out in space until they die. Let's crank that down. Oh, we're so close too. So close to completing the Kerbatron mission. Look at that, it's almost would have come out to be a circle here. I definitely need to start taking earlier heading. Alright. Let's just go ahead and speed this up. Oh jeez. Alright. So we're not gonna make... We don't need to make an ocean landing, which is fine. We can just ditch this now. Hope that we're floating away from it enough to not accidentally kill ourselves. Speed this up. Get ourselves a little bit closer to the surface here. And at about, say 30,000 miles, we'll deploy our parachutes. Fuck. Alright. Comes out takes so long for it to come out, scares the shit out of me. Turn off SAS. Why do you want SAS? Let them fall straight. There we go. Alright. Our FPS is dropping a fair deal here. Just realized. Maybe I've got the graphics turned up a little bit too high. Alright, we're gonna land safely here. 40-minute travel all in all. Alright guys, I think there's one more video. 10. Kerbatron 10, that's gonna be our mission. That's when we're gonna make it. I'll see you guys later.